Here it is, folks, Mr. Fusion, my home energy reactor. Self-built, self-powered. I just want you to see that this is the absolute first time that this has been fired up. If we look in here, you'll see that there's no evidence of there being a previous burn. So this is an absolute experiment. I do feel that the fan probably isn't big enough. It's only dragging a breath of air through the entire system. I might have to double it up and give it 2 fans. The fan is here, and the valves that divert the flow from the flare through to the pipe to the engine are both visible here. They operate independently. You can't have both together, you have one or the other. The orange bucket is a filter reservoir that can be filled with pretty much any open poured material, like sacking, newspaper, chips, wood chips. Any filter media can be put in there. I'll be experimenting with different ones. This is the cyclone, and this takes the heat out of the gas, also spins it and drops any particulates to the centre. They get picked up in a wee jar that you can just see underneath there. This is the lighting port. That's a hole that I cut in the wrong place. And this is the air intake. The whole barrel's sealed so that the only air that gets into the system is what's allowed through this variable air intake. That goes straight down and into the burning nozzle. There's 5 ceramic nozzles down the bottom to distribute the air blast into 5 directions to give a nice big bed of embers. So right now I'm going to fill this thing up for the first time and we'll light it. Here's some charcoal that I prepared earlier. Different designs of gasifiers use different fuels. Some are able to run on really dry blocks of hardwood, but other ones, the smaller they are generally, they prefer to run on charcoal because it's hard to keep the core temperature up when you only have a small amount of dry wood. Charcoal burns hotter, and smaller gasifiers work better on charcoal without producing tars and residues that can damage an internal combustion engine. As I mentioned earlier, the whole system has to remain sealed, and a very small controlled amount of air is brought in first through the lighting port, which I'm undoing here, and once the fire is lit and reaches a certain temperature, that lighting port can be closed, and then the main air inlet is opened up, and that can be controlled to provide just the right kind of combustion to get the gas going. First through the lighting port, which I'm undoing here, and once the fire is lit and reaches a certain temperature, that lighting port can be closed. The gas that these things produce is either called wood gas, syngas, or producer gas. It's a gas that's capable of cooking, heating and running engines. Unless a gasifier is connected to an internal combustion engine, it needs a fan to pull the air through it and to create the draw that will pull the gas through and make it available. There you go, you can see the smoke coming out of the top in the test flare pipe. That's the smoke that we'll be lighting once it reaches the correct temperature. The flammable gases of methane, hydrogen and carbon monoxide don't become available until the core of the fire reaches 800 or 900 degrees Celsius. That takes a couple of minutes normally on charcoal, a little longer on block hardwood. This is the first time that this one's been fired up, so I'll be timing it to see how long it takes until I get burnable gas. Now, from my studies of other people's downdraft gasifiers, I've learned that you don't actually get gas production until the ignition port is sitting at around 100 to 120 degrees Celsius. So we'll just check the temperature here. The metal around the ignition port is still only sitting at 55 to 60 degrees. I'll have to wait until that warms up quite a bit more. That's good. The gas outlet pipe is starting to warm up. Still just pleasantly warm, not actually hot yet. We're nowhere near that magic 100 degrees Celsius yet, but I'll just have a go. You can see how the smoke fades away when I put the heat to it. That shows that the flammable gases are being consumed, but there's not enough power there for it to support its own combustion, but it is getting close. I've also been told that a good gasifier with charcoal will get up to heat in about 2 minutes. We've run past that 2 minutes now. We're actually at about more like 5 or 6 minutes, but I'll keep persevering, see how it goes. Well, this is starting to look promising. Now this is the primary heat exchanger. You'll see that that knocks about 10 degrees of temperature out of it before it goes into the cyclone. The cyclone's primarily here to remove dust, but because of its large surface area and thin gauge steel, it does dissipate a lot of heat. So now we're coming into the heat exchanger proper. This is the hot end, and the gases are at 52. Cools down towards the bottom, and the gases are down to 37, 36, 35 at the bottom. They leave at this point here. And from here on, we're into plastic. 25 degrees, that's a nice ambient warm day. Not going to do any damage to the fan at those temperatures. And this is the beginning of the flare tube. I certainly wouldn't want to get the gases any hotter than this because of those plastic components. Now here's a handy thing. The top of the hopper, when the top of the hopper gets to 100 degrees Celsius, you know that the hopper's out of fuel and needs to be refilled. There's a lot of research on the net that people have been doing. Citizen scientists like ourselves, people who are giving it a go. They've built these things in their backyards and they're experimenting with them, and people are coming up with different results. A smaller gasifier is a little bit harder to run reliably. The kind that you would run to power a car is about 3 times this volume. It will be much more reliable. Now this is the great shaker. To keep the gas going, oh, we're very... Yes, it's burning. Only just. There we go, my first gasifier flame. That's not looking particularly healthy, but at least it is a flame. I'm going to just sit and let this burn for a while until it's dark, which is going to be about a half an hour away. Then we can have a decent look at that flame colour. Now the reactor in this gasifier is sized to run an engine of up to 30 horsepower. So this amount of gas mixed with the appropriate amount of air will fulfill the requirements of the average generator, large compressor, big lawnmower, wood chipper, all of those kind of machines that are up to around 450 cc's. Coming up in another video in about 3 days' time will be the complete step-by-step building and assembly of this device, which did take me a couple of weeks in the shed and a few $100s, but it's going to give me energy autonomy. Because I've got trees on the property, I've got a never-ending supply of fuel.
Oh good, you're still here. Check out what I've got in the wheelbarrow. 2 old bicycle wheels. A length of rusty steel shafting. A packet of zip ties and a piece of aluminium angle. Little bit of leftover 1-inch square hardware cloth. And 4 planks pulled off a pallet. From these things, I'm going to build myself a trommel. You probably don't know what a trommel is, but I'm just building one because I like to say trommel. So next week's video will be all about me building a trommel.